Hello, my name is Dr. Marcus Lorenzo Penn. I am the photographer physician. Born and raised in San Francisco, homegrown here, and I'm a self-taught photographer. That's definitely by my passion, and I am a medical doctor by profession, and I do my best to bring tidbits of both into both areas of my life.
Awesome. So tell us about your part in the Black Flight exhibition. Where are these images from?
I was very fortunate to visit Ghana in 2007 and also Cuba in 2008 and 2009. So, and both have actually a medical connection. In Ghana, my best friends, while in medical school, their family, they're Ghanaian, and they had given an extended and long-term invitation to Ghana, and when it had come to, for me to visit, I took that opportunity to go. And so that was the first one. And in Cuba, I was invited for a medical, not so much a medical mission, but a medical research to explore the Cuban healthcare system and to see their universal healthcare. So, but while I was there, while I was in Cuba, I was really caught by just so many colors, so much expression from the people, and so going back to Ghana, same feelings, but much more ancestral. And going to the slave castles, seeing folks that could just be my grandmother, or uncle or cousin were there. So I really felt that ancestral connection in Ghana as well. It's very powerful.
Awesome. The Black Flight exhibition is set to encourage other African Americans to fill their passport. And we're going to look at your images in a bit, but through your travels, what would you say to encourage people to do just that?
Starting off with Africa, as I was able to go, I share with folks, go to countries where you feel called. And that's a little more than just a country that you're interested in. I'm not saying for folks to not go where they're interested, but you get a little bit more when you feel called. And that's what I felt with Ghana. I definitely felt with Cuba. And that allows me to already have a connection to where I'm going, and then when I'm there, then it becomes tangible. So I offer that to everyone, to the viewers out there. Go where you feel called. You don't have to be a photographer as I am, but more than likely you're going to want to take some photos. So just be open. Connect with folks here in the States or just wherever one is to connect with the culture where one may want to go. And that'll be a bit of a preview. Kind of a pre-flight before going to whatever country that they want to go to. But feel called, and that will just enhance the experience to your travels.
Awesome. Well, let's take a walk. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of your work and kind of walk us through these images. And
we're going to start off with some photos from Ghana, and one of my many favorites, but you'll hear me say that a lot. One of my favorites here, I call this "Let Me Put My Head Wrap On." A woman who I had seen in a village about an hour outside of the capital of Ghana, Accra, and just wanted to take a beautiful picture of her. And before I had taken this photo, she actually had her hair out and natural, and when I told her that I wanted to take a photo, or it was translated, she had one of her children, probably grandchildren, go to her room and bring a cloth, and she wrapped her hair up. And I really appreciated that sense of vanity, and so she knew she wanted to make sure she looked good. And when I get back to Ghana, I want to be sure to bring this photo so she can have this connection with a beautiful photo.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful children. Another child that I had seen in the village, just his face was just so happy. I call this I Have a Secret. Looks like he has something going on, and something has to do with those two shoes in the back. So there's some secret that this the young one is holding. One of the more powerful moments was going through one of the many doors of no return. I know there are in many slave castles in Ghana, and to know that I came back from the diaspora to that door to go through it, and most importantly, to come back through, because we know that 99.99999% did not get to come back. And one of the great stories that one of the guides had said was that maybe about 10 years ago, they were able to trace back the bones of an ancestor that had gone through that door, and they actually exhumed the bones. I think they're somewhere in the Caribbean, flew those remains back and had them go back through the opposite end of the door of no return, so that that stigma of no return was broken.
Yeah.
And I felt that energy, so that was very powerful.
Wow.
Very powerful. And just going, all these photos here are from Cape Coast Castle in Ghana, and this was on the beach. Beautiful, just visual. The sun was rising there, and just something very peaceful with that. And beautiful carving that's on the boat denotes God. There's a saying in Ghana in their native tongue called Tree, and the saying is Ginyame, Ginyame, and that means there's only God, there's only one, and that's carved into the boat. The most powerful visual that I had when I was in the slave dungeon was this one right here. This is in a male slave dungeon, and the center light is just, one of the incandescent light bulbs that's glowing. But what was so impactful here was that the kind of adobe type clay ground is actually not that. It actually is, it's actually specific, actually remains of our ancestors. It's actually the fecal remains, and so literally standing on the history of my ancestors really, really touched me. So, so seeing that and having that photo really, really resonates deeply with me. So I'm glad to share that in the Black Fight exhibition. Brother here with the ropes. Another wonderful contrast is, again, this is just about a few blocks away from the slave castle, Cape Coast, and he's wearing ropes. So we've got a gentleman wearing fishing ropes, and knowing that so much of our ancestors were tied up in ropes, and so he's wearing it proudly and using it for his livelihood was just a beautiful paradox. And he's standing very tall and erect, and I really appreciated that. So like that brother called that, this is my work suit. And then there's a fishing village that was just outside one of the castles. Indeed, and so it was just nice to see life continuing, and I always was thinking, do these men and women, do they think about the past? Not that they should stay in the past, but I always wondered if they thought about that, or do think about it at least one moment during the day when they're catching fish where their ancestors had been shipped to where I am here in the United
Right.
States. So really interesting. Another very, very favorite photo of mine right here, I call this Eyes of Truth. And this woman, this young lady, little girl, probably is a grandson from that very first photo of the woman with the head wrap, because they were all in the same stoop and village complex. But I had seen this little girl, and she was looking at me just as this photo shows.
Wow.
And looking as if she was connecting to my soul. And I really felt that she was. I was thankful that I was able to have the wherewithal to pull my camera out and actually capture it. And she did not flinch at all. And so what I love to say is that I really see myself in her eyes, figuratively, but literally, as you zoom in close, you actually will see the reflection of me taking the photo. So I literally and figuratively am in this little girl's eyes. And just whenever I'm feeling a little out of my, I'll say, out of my truth, I look at these eyes and I feel I'm kind of realigned by our soul connection. So I really love this little photo here. And so now I want to take us to Cuba, and just some of the photos. And again, just cute little girl. This is in a town called Cienfuegos in Cuba. And just as I was walking by, I just saw this little girl just kind of peek through, and she probably was hearing English and wondering where that was coming from. So I got a nice photo there. And I love that blue. Blue's my favorite color, so that blue really stood out for me.
Nice.
And just going through the streets of Havana, this is a nice painting on a wall showing some of their early leaders. You can see Che Guevara, you can see Fidel Castro, and another gentleman there. So just to give us a nice snapshot there. And then just to all the vibrance, these last three photos really captured me in old Havana, or Havana Viejo. Just the reds and the yellows and the blues really just struck me. And it looks like the couple here are artists, and coming from a class, and so it was really nice to connect with their energy as well, just walking the streets. And also in Cuba, transportation is important, whether via a bike, whether a taxi or a motor scooter. And I really like this photo that I had taken. I call this We Own the Road, and each of them takes their own stake on the asphalt, so and very determined. They look very focused on what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Indeed. And then just the last photo here that I have from Cuba, very pretty. two women either going to or coming from their quinceañera. And I was just in this big open plaza. I had captured the wonderful red and magenta colors. And it's just interesting just having the folks there. They had an audience seeing them pass by with the pigeons. Just, kind of just sets a very interesting paradox as well. But this is just a little sampling of my journey. I was very honored to be able to connect to Ghana, to connect that ancestral connection, to go to Cuba to see more of the diaspora connection as well, and more of the Latin influence, but also seeing the similarities. It was very powerful for me, and I'm glad it was a part of my Black Flight.
That's right.
And I know that my Black Flight continues. I had gone to Costa Rica in March of this year, so I'll be able to share some photos from that a little later on.
Awesome.
So in case some folks want to see a little more of my work, my website is www.thephotographerphysician.com. And I have a couple of events that are coming up that will be able to showcase some of my work. I'm going to be releasing my very first photo book on my birthday, July 15th. So stay tuned with the website for that. And then secondly, I am part of a fundraiser to raise funds for a Ghanaian wellness center. And that event, the fundraiser event, is going to be on July 22nd. And so the following weekend after my birthday. And I believe the website for that is strongroots.webs.org, I believe. So either way, folks can Google Strong Roots, and that's put together by a woman named Oya Kali. And she has started this wellness center, and so we've partnered. And so it's really growing my heart that I can have my artwork, which is actually going to be part of an art auction, to raise funds for a wellness center in Ghana. So I feel my photographer-physician really beaming and really excited. So I'm just very thankful for the San Francisco African American Art and Culture Complex to be able to house some of my work here. And let's just continue the Black Flight. My arms and wings are ready to fly again.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much.